back to my channel. Thank you for being here. I am so excited. If you are new here, I am Gregoria, also known as G. I am a mindset coach and spiritual teacher, and here on this channel we talk about all things spiritual, law of attraction, laws of the universe, esoteric mysticism, and everything in between. So today's topic, actually we're going to cover a few topics today because a few things came through me, especially having this time for introspection and this time to self-isolate, which I have rephrased in my life as self-reflect. I find that a lot of the messages that I'm receiving through my meditation practices have been enhanced and have been amplified. And I'm really excited to share some of the messages that have come through to me for you right now. So the first thing, I want to share a quick story with you. So the other day, one of my friends from high school, actually, now I'm 30, so high school was a very long time ago, but one of my dear friends from high school, she messaged me and she had asked me for some advice on something. Someone had appeared in her dream and she just wanted to know what that meant. And my response to her, I was feeding her my opinion and my perspective on dreams and what they mean, and she was feeding me her perspective on the dream and what it meant. And I said, here's the thing, nothing I say will actually be what's best for you. Okay, I may trigger something that then your subconscious mind puts together and is like, yeah, that's what works for me, or that's what's the truth, or that's what feels comfortable. But there are things that your subconscious mind knows that your conscious mind has not yet been able to understand and then articulate. Because your subconscious mind processes so much information, because it's your subconscious mind that is connected without resistance to the spiritual part of you. Obviously, even our physical bodies are connected to the spiritual part of us at all times, but the physical and the conscious mind resist the natural flow, resist the infinite intelligence, resist that body of energy and collective consciousness that we can tap into at any time. But the subconscious mind does not. And because of that, there's so much information going on. That's why I said to her, the best action for you to take is to listen to your intuition, that gut feeling, because she was talking about feelings and vibes. She was getting this feeling of something deeper. And I go, that is your best teacher, because it's the gut instinct and the feeling that you're getting that will ultimately lead to the truth, because that comes from the subconscious part of you, the part of you that is all knowing, the part of you that offers no resistance, the part of you that's processing information that you are not yet able to articulate and understand to me. So I'm getting a play-by-play of what your conscious mind has been able to understand and articulate, and even at times misinterpreted. Yeah, because the conscious mind is based on the three-dimensional reality. Often it doesn't acknowledge all the other energetic frequencies that are being emitted simultaneously. But the subconscious mind takes all of that into account, right? And beyond that, because now it led on to time and space, and how time and space is not linear. That's not news to you. I've shared that multiple times on this channel. Time and space isn't past, present, future. It is more like a circle that can bend and snap accordingly. And when you think about it from that perspective, it's like, sometimes I leave, a bottle or an essential oil somewhere where I can, for whatever reason, I place it somewhere different. And then future G, when she comes through, she's like, oh my God, thank you, past G, because you knew exactly where to put it. And that's also the way it is. We think that things are just coincidences. But I have no doubt that just as past G puts things in certain places for future G, because the higher self can see the whole picture. And again, I use the example of, think of the physical being, the physical three-dimensional part of you as in the valley, whereas the higher self is at the peak of the mountain. The peak of the mountain, you can see everything, what came before, what's to come after, all the different paths, the multiple paths, which is the best route to take and all of those things. But when you're in the valley, you're just like, oh my God, there are rocks and there are mountains and there's a tiger and there are so many paths, which do I take? But if I listen to my connection to my higher self, it's constantly whispering to me which direction to take, which path to take, right? Which obstacles to avoid, and also which obstacles to take because it's serving. Because maybe I take this obstacle, but it leads to 50 new paths that wouldn't have been there if I had taken another path, right? So everything is serving. But knowing that is my past self prepares my future self even if consciously I'm unaware. I'm consciously unaware, but subconsciously I know. And because subconsciously I'm aware, I plan ahead. Now, that is truth, and I'm sure that a lot of us can get behind that. But you also need to know that future you helps present you or past you also. How does that work, G? Where do our ideas and our desires come from? We just think that it comes from an imaginative place. That all of a sudden I see something that I want and I want that, and then I walk towards that. But maybe future G has planted a seed of desire in current G's mind because she's not a different version of me. She's just further along on the timeline, right? And she exists simultaneously right now. So now I'm talking, it's not quite parallel universes, but that the spectrum, the timeline spectrum is not linear, which means future G has already happened. Think of it as a circle. Where does a circle begin and end? You wouldn't be able to tell me. And that is like the collective consciousness. There is no beginning and there is no end. So future G plants seeds of desire. Future G looks out for me. Have you ever seen the movie Interstellar? I love that movie, and it works very similar to that. That you know how his daughter, he in the future was sending his messenger daughter in the past to try and stop him from going into space, right? It's the same sort of concept that time is not linear, and it works in that way. Because time isn't linear, and just as past G looks out for future G and future G looks out for present G or past G, we should be expectant of both. Think of what you ate for breakfast today, yeah? Do you believe it happened? Do you believe you ate that for breakfast? Right? You do. You believe it. Is it happening now? No. But your belief and expectancy of what you ate for breakfast as truth is solid. Okay? So our belief and expectation of what is to come needs to match that conviction. Okay? So just as much as you believe and expect what you had for breakfast this morning, you need to believe and expect what is in your mind's eye, what's in alignment with your soul, what's in alignment with well-being, what is for your highest good is what's coming. Okay? Because it exists as vibrational frequency. It exists as one of the infinite possibilities, and it becomes a probability when you focus upon it. Okay? And what you need to match is not just focus, you need to match expectancy, you need to match belief, you need to match knowing with that frequency, with that energy. There needs to be no doubt. So just as you don't doubt what you had for breakfast, you shouldn't doubt what's to come. How powerful is that? And as this conversation is evolving, I want to add one more thing about identity. I had a client the other day that said to me, I'm trying to redefine myself. And I'm like, sure, let's do that. Let's figure that out. Let's figure out what that means. And we worked through her identity. But what I want to say, we try so hard to define I, as in here and now in this time space reality. Although who I am here and now in this time space reality, it was intentionally chosen for me because it was the best vessel and the best persona and the best personality that could deliver the message in the best way that's serving for me here and now for my expansion. It is not who I am. It is a part of who I am, but it is not who I am. Think of all the past lives. If you believe in past lives, who were you then? Do you fixate on the identities of who you were then? Do you fixate on the identity of who you are beyond this time-space reality? Do you fixate on your identity as not a human, as a different entity or being? You don't. You don't try to identify that because you come back to your ultimate truth. If my ultimate truth is that I am love and I am light and I am of God, then that is who I am. That is fixed. Who I choose to morph into along the path is only because it's serving for my expansion. So I don't need to fixate on Gregoria as an I. I need to fixate and remember who I truly am. And then use Gregoria as an I as a tool. Because that's what your identity is. Your identity should not be fixed. It should be willing and open to evolve and become and be used as a tool, as an instrument to deliver your message. So next time you think that you're not good enough, next time you think that you need to redefine yourself, next time that you think or fixate on who am I good enough, am I this, am I that, what do I look like, what am I being? Remember who you are. You are divine. You are divine. And you are not this flesh. You are using this flesh temporarily and it's incredibly serving and it's sacred and you love it. But I, as in I, Gregoria, you, as in whoever you are, is not who you are. It is a temporary experience that you chose to witness, to bear witness to, but you are more the observer of this experience than you are this experience. Okay, if you need a little pep up, if you need something to inspire you, to bring you an incredible amount of light, I have a free Positivity Rampage. It is free to download. Links are in the description box below. Please remember to like, share this video with your friends. It's important that we send these messages of light, because right now in the media, I'm seeing so much negativity, so many low vibrational frequencies circulating, and people are consumed by them. And I just want to spread light and love and raise the vibration of the planet in whichever way I can. So please share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week with another beautiful video. I love you so much. Thank you. Peace, love, light to you and yours always.